This is Twit.
And then the other thing that I love is the Personal Genome Project. And well, I've applied. I would gladly do this, but only a handful of people, 10 people, I think, have done it so far. This is the project, and we've interviewed George Church, to map your entire genome. But the position of the Personal Genome Project is, well, you know, we're doing this for science. We're doing this so people can ask for your genome and do research on the, you have the entire medical history along with the entire genome, and you can see if there's correlations. But the only way this is going to work, we can't keep you anonymous. So you got to say it's public. That's pretty brave.
And guess which is harder to get, your genome or your medical records?
Right. I don't know.
It's harder to get your medical records because I got my genome just by giving a little sample.
Right.
And my medical records, I hired a summer intern, and she still didn't manage to get most of them.
Well, because of all the legal constraints around it with HIPAA and everything, I guess that kind of makes sense.
The legal constraints are often just an excuse for being too busy or can't find them. Or, you know, actually, if we're going to spend our time doing paperwork, we're going to do it billing patients, not finding records for you.
Wow. You know, one of the things, you know, I did apply for it, but one of the things I had to think about was, in some ways, revealing your personal genome is revealing your kid's genome.
It's revealing some of it, but honestly, I'd much rather reveal my genome than my behavior. I mean, your genome is just what you got.
Right.
Your behavior, you're responsible for better or worse. And so I think people your genome does identify you uniquely, unless you're an identical twin. It does indicate some diseases or conditions you might be susceptible to, and you know, someday, it might give some indication of potential intelligence. But the sort of the moral, the thing you're responsible for, the thing that makes you interesting is not your genome, it's what you did with it and your behavior.
Good point. And 23andMe, you're on the board there too, and I've also done the cheek swab on that.
No, you have to spit.
The spit, that's right, into a little vial.
The other guys do the cheek swab.
Right. I always blank out the spit part.
Yeah.
It's a not inconsiderable amount of spitting involved. It took me a little while to gather all the saliva needed.
Yeah, but it's very tidy.
That's less informative, though. What you did at the Personal Genome Project, is a much bigger thing, right?
Well, yes and no. I mean, the thing about 23andMe is it makes the information accessible and understandable and even to some extent actionable. PGP gives you, so I like to say the genome, it's kind of like a Russian novel, assuming you don't speak Russian. And the PGP gets you the entire Russian novel. Right. But 23andMe gets you a Russian essay, but a glossary as well. And so it actually makes the meaning of it, to the extent we know it, much more accessible to somebody.